Yo, YouTube, it's your boy Philo B. I am Philo, and I'm coming to you again with another NBA 2K21 player build. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and let's jump straight into the video. So, I'm going to be continuing the trend of what I was on yesterday in a sense of two things, right? So, I'm going to be making another power forward, and I'm also going to be making another rare build. Once again, it's going to be rare in its name because you really don't see this build floating around too much. And honestly, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Outside of the playmaking shot creator that you see everyone rolling around with, this is probably the second best ISO build in the game. And I know what you guys are thinking. How is a power forward the second best ISO build in the game? But I'm about to show you, and I'll let you guys judge for yourself. So, jumping straight into it. As you guys saw, power forward, jersey number doesn't matter, but I chose 99, and I always go left-handed because I'm left-handed in real life. For the pie chart, we're going to go with the pure playmaking pie chart. For our physicals, we're going to go with the most speed as usual. Okay then. So, for our attributes, we're not going to touch our close shot. We're going to put our driving layup to about a 72. Gonna put our driving dunk all the way up, and we're not gonna touch the rest of that. Gonna max out our mid-range, gonna max out our three-pointer, we're gonna max out our free throw. So once again, for those guys that love to tell me, hey, the build needs a free throw ability, this build does have free throw ability, so you can go outside of park, you know, go to the rec, go to Pro AM, or do the free throw golf that we all like to spam to get our badges. For the post fade, we're going to put our post fade up to 69, and I know we don't upgrade that often, but for this build and the way that I made it, I'll tell you why in a little bit, why I put the post fade up. For the passing accuracy, we're not going to actually touch it because we really don't need the passing accuracy, and like I said, this is an ISO build too, so yeah, you might say, hey, you need passing accuracy, but in this game, you really don't need passing accuracy, you really don't need close shot, so we're just not going to put the passing accuracy up. For our ball handling, we're going to max that out at a 71, and we're going to max out our post moves at 87. But you know what? For this video, we're going to drop it down to 86. Moving on to lastly, the defense. Defensive rebound, we're going to max. Offensive rebound, we're going to put it up to a 69. Block, we're going to put it up to a 72. Our steal, though, we're only going to put that up to a 47. Our lateral quickness, we're going to max that out. And then our perimeter defense, we're only going to put that up to a 56. And we're going to put our last little bit into our interior defense. So if you did that correctly, you will have 1 finishing, 14 shooting, 23 playmaking, and 11 defensive badges. Moving on to the body shape. I love the Burley body shape, and I was trolling at the moment, so I'm gonna go with Burley for the sake of the video. This is strictly preference, but in a second you'll see why I went Burley, and it's actually gonna be funny for you guys. So for the height, we're gonna drop the height all the way down to 6'7". Now pay attention to that, guys. I want you guys to see that. That ball handle hit 85, so you guys know what that means. We're speed boosting and we're unlocking all of our dribble moves. That 70 dunk isn't too bad, and that 72 three-pointer isn't too bad either. So for the weight, the reason I said I was trolling is because the way I made this build 275 pounds. Now we're gonna stop. This build, because I have this build and I was running this build as my main for a while until I switched over to a stretch that I'm gonna be bringing you guys later. This build is Burley, 275 pounds, and it has 85 ball handle. I'm not really one to spam this move a lot, but I do know that this move works for a lot of people, so a lot of people tend to use it. But you guys know what that means, right? This power forward Burley 275 pound player can do the Curry slide. Now I want you guys to sit there and think about that. This build can do the Curry slide. It has 14 shooting badges with a 72 three-pointer, 77 mid-range with a 70 dunk. Now, all of the folks that were looking at the screen crazy when I said, hey, you know, this build is probably second when it comes to being an ISO build, best ISO build. Think about that. Burley, 275 pounds, power forward, can do the Curry slide. Man. So for the wingspan, we're actually not even going to touch the wingspan. I'm going to leave it exactly where it's at. takeovers, right? Takeover is strictly preference. Me personally, I chose post takeover. The reason why I chose post scoring is because if you flash back to those stats, remember when I said that was going to come in handy, right? You're going to have an 86 post moves with this player, and this player is 275 pounds, guys. So once you get that post takeover, you're going to be a dog out there. You can go with playmaking, you can go with slashing, you can go with shot creating, but I went with post scoring. So for the sake of the video, we'll just go with post scoring again. And if you did that correctly, you'll come out with a secondary ball handler. How many folks do you see running around the secondary ball handler? Unlike the last video where we made the offensive oriented 4, that is pretty much like extinct rare because you really don't see that. But you might see 1, 2, or 3 secondary ball handlers, but not too many. And don't let that name fool you. Secondary means nothing. There is no reason that you cannot run this position at the point guard. Trust me, I've went to the rec with this player. I've done my homework, and I wouldn't be bringing this to you guys if I wasn't sure about this build. Also, another thing, this might trip you guys out, but this build honestly can guard 1 through 5. Playing with my guys in the rec, typically, I prefer to run center with this build, even though it's a power forward, because playing center, the center on the opposing team cannot sit in the paint and camp. They have to come out there and guard me. And then once I get that center in the ISO, oh no, I'm putting them in the blender. You guys already know. So let's move on to the badges, guys. I'm telling you, this build is a demon, guys. You are 275 pounds burly, and you can curry slide. And like I said, I'm not really one to spam the curry slide, but I say that to say, if you can get the curry slide, then that means you can get the premium of the premium animations. And with a 70 driving dunk, you can pretty much buy some Tomahawk dunk packages and different dunk packages to make one good dunk package. Just because it doesn't have a name stamped on there like Russell Westbrook or something like that doesn't mean anything. Trust me, I put together different dunks to make a really good dunk package with this build. And this build has an 82 speed, 80 acceleration. Imagine a burly 275 pound player coming at you with 82 speed, and he can speed boost. Man, this build goes crazy. So for the badges, I typically, when I only have one, I normally use fancy footwork. That's just something that I was comfortable with last year and this year, and it hasn't failed me yet. But there's no reason you can't go contact finisher. For the shooting, as always, as I tell you guys, I have to have range and I have to have hot zone hunter. I prefer to have flexible also. And depending on what kind of situation you're in, I'm gonna go catch and shoot, because you might say, hey, I just want to catch passes from my guys. And then honestly, I know some of you guys typically love to spot up in that corner, so we'll go corner specialist, or we can even switch it, drop catch and shoot down to silver, and then go corner specialist. So you get playmaking Hall of Fame on this player also. So that brings me back to the notion of there's no reason this player cannot be the primary ball handler on the team. And then the way that I look at things, right, because you have to be a Swiss Army knife, and I have a different video coming out later explaining that, but running the primary ball handling spot from the power forward position will destroy another team's game plan, because they won't know what to do. If you're picking, they're just gonna have to pick their poison, right? Because not only can you ISO with this build, you can play make, and you have Hall of Fame playmaking. So running that from the position of power forward, they're not gonna know how to handle you. With that being said, I'm gonna go Hall of Fame quick first up, Hall of Fame space creator. You guys know I am a sucker for floor general. I love to be able to see the percentages, preferably on offense and defense, but I understand that this build doesn't get Hall of Fame defense. But I am a sucker for floor general. If I can get Hall of Fame playmaking on a build, I always run floor general. I love giving my players a boost. Last year was a +5 boost. This year's a +4, but it's fine. You know, I'm not mad at it or anything, but I love being able to see the percentage, man. So with my last 11, I'm gonna go Handles for Days Hall of Fame. I'll go Unpluckable Hall of Fame, And you know what? No. We're gonna switch it up. We're gonna go post spin technician Hall of Fame. The reason I said it is because, guys, we got post takeover with 86 post moves. You don't have to, go with the post scoring takeover, or you don't have to, use post spin technician Hall of Fame. But like I said earlier in the video, not only am I gonna playmate for my team ISO, but I'm gonna troll. I'm gonna get somebody down on that block and I'm gonna put them in a blender and I'm gonna go to work. So for our last three, right, I really don't use Dimer because I have floor general, but I understand that people do use Dimer. So the three that I would recommend for you guys, remember this is all preference, I would recommend Gold Dimer or Gold Tight Handles or Gold Unpluckable. But for me, I'm gonna put on Gold Unpluckable. Lastly, the defense. This build comes with 11 defensive badges. 11 is more than enough to get the job done. I've seen builds that, honestly, I've seen play shots, right, that really have little to no defense, and you give them 10 defensive badges, and all of a sudden they're right under, I'm not gonna say on par, but they're right under lockdown ability to where they can fare on their own off screens, they can guard around the perimeter. And honestly, paint defense this year is kind of broken, so a lot of people can guard the paint. So moving on with these badges, I'm gonna go Gold Clamps, I'm gonna go Gold Pogo, I have to go Gold Intimidator, and then I'm gonna go Silver Rebound Chaser. Once again, this is all strictly preference. If you guys like the video, let me know down in the comment section. Also, let me know what you guys want to see next. It's your boy, I am Philo. I have another power forward video coming for you guys, and it's also going to be a rare build that I think you're going to like. And I'm out. Peace.